Back in September 2020, we sold our house in the UK, then moved to Normandy in France, where we bought an ancient French farmhouse with various outbuildings, including an old barn, a small cottage with 2 woodlands, and 3.5 acres of pastured land in a beautiful national park area. Follow us on our journey as Budo and I renovate the farmhouse, manage our land, and take on many projects for you to enjoy. Let the fun begin.
Welcome folks.
Bonjour everyone, hope you're all well.
Thank you for joining us.
In our potager.
We're up in the Potager today, so we're going to keep it brief. Wow, what a last couple of weeks we've had. You'll probably hear it through the video anyway, but it's been testing, and it's been a nasty virus we've had, but we're over it now. So just left with the remnants of it.
Coughing it, that's
coughing and itchy throat, but it's going. Let's continue to blow it out. Anyway, before we get off on this video, I just want to make a shout out really for another YouTuber, and for all our lovely viewers and subscribers, I would love you to go along and just give the guy a thumbs up or subscribe to him. He's on 700 at the moment subscribers, and I love watching his channel. He's down to earth, simple fella from England, works in the forestry. He makes charcoal and makes wooden things, makes nice wicker fencing and all this sort of stuff. He's called Abell To. I'll put a link up here wherever we do it, and just go along and try and get him over that 1,000. Right, he deserves it. He did put into one of his videos that he'd like to try and get there, and I would like us to help him to get there. So I know you won't let us down, so just go and have a look at it. Even if you just put a subscribe there, that will help him and he can grow, because we want to see him stay on YouTube. Anyway,
fantastic.
So we've had a crazy couple of weeks.
Crazy, and I must say I'm still in shock. You were actually in bed for what, 3 days?
3 days.
3 days.
Never been in bed that long in my life,
no.
Ever.
We went,
I must admit though, I did enjoy the last day.
We went, as you'll see in this video as well, with Lionel and Válerie to a fantastic Vide grenier in
where was it called? Where was
Bagnoles, Lyon, in between sort of Mace, but there's a town, I can't remember exact town. But even when we came back, I mean, you were still sort of a bit
coffee,
like drained, I think, weren't you?
Yeah, well, more that it drained it out of me. Tracy had the same thing, really, but
I got over quicker.
But Tracy's always been more resilient when it comes to these viruses. She tends to get over them quicker. Where she suffers, if she suffers from a stomach thing, she'll suffer longer, where I don't.
Yeah.
But when it comes to viruses and chesty things, I suffer for longer from having pneumonia in the past and a few other things. But anyway, so... Well,
it's more certain things if I eat, like wines and puddings, too much of that, I get a bit of a tummy ache. But you know... But
we're fine now.
What I was actually getting to is when we came back, I have to tell you, you've got to keep it real, haven't you, really? We had a cup of tea, as you do. No, actually, we went to Lionel and Valerie's first, then we came back, didn't we? Had a cup of tea, and Budo turned round to me and he said, do you know, he said, I think I'll go to bed. You went back to bed.
I was just so shattered.
No, I do.
I mean,
get
that walk on the when you're ill, when you've just recovering from an illness, and you go on I think it was 2-point-something kilometres long, and then 2-point-something kilometres back. It was relatively a warm day, and it just felt, for me, it was more of a 4 kilometres there, 4 kilometres back, because we used to walk in anyway, we're moving about on our feet all the time, so it's not been a problem. But it was testing, definitely.
When someone decides to buy a sleigh, a wooden old antique sleigh, so Budo,
so start carrying everything.
You volunteered to carry that, so I had Válerie carrying something, I was carrying something, then like
but I must admit, it was a lovely day, because we met some lovely French people there. We had our French friends with us, so we was in the conversations and talking there. They were meeting their friends and we was all talking, and it was lovely. It's just a lovely place. It's nice to go there with that perspective, you know. If you go there as an English mode and you just want to buy something and you're coming out and you get nothing out of it, it's rubbish. When you go there and you meet French people and you start to see the culture of how, why and what happens, is so much more beautiful.
And we're off Sunday again, because we see Lionel and Válerie 2-3 times a week, so literally 2 minutes down the road. So we're going with to Lionel and Valerie's. We're all chipping in and making foods, pudding, with our other French neighbours who are younger. Yep. Emily and Christophe with their children. So
there'll be a big French community there, and me and Tracy will slot in with them.
Yep.
Anyway, so the video this week is a bit fragmented. It'll be here, there and a bit everywhere, what we got together for you. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. It's quite a long one, and then next week it's back to the porch, and it'll be like joinery, carpentry work. Tracy will be doing her jobs, and very shortly Tracy's going to start doing all the pointing work there, and go through the step by step properly how to do pointing, which we've learnt from me.
And you want to show me something different in pointing?
Yeah, there's something else I'm going to bring to Tracy, but you know, when you're learning, it's technique first, and then 100%. All the other stuff comes.
I just want to quickly say as well, I'd like to say a big thank you to Alison in England, Tony in America, and Laura, who has a holiday home in France. Thank you so much for your recent orders on my Etsy shop, and also thank you for your lovely comments about our channel. It's just so lovely.
And also thank you for the buy me a coffee people,
John H and Debbie G again.
We mentioned you in the video for what we used your money, your coffee money you send us to us. It was lovely thought. We wake up in the morning and it's there, it comes up as a notification, and it's just a nice thing, because anything you send us will go back into whatever here. We'll put it into plants or bash, cover, whatever. So it's all in for a good cause, and you're becoming a part of that memory. Anyway,
hope you enjoy the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Au revoir.
Au revoir. So good morning, folks. Tell you what I'm up to. We're a bit under the weather at the moment. Me and Trace got sore throats and coughing and that a little bit. Little Archie came over with James and Abby, as you saw last week, and he had the ends of that cold, and we've just got it. So that's the joys of having grandchildren, eh? Anyway, let me tell you what I'm up to. Let me spin you around. Right, so back on this porch again now. Excuse my voice. So here's a couple of my little doodles you would have seen in one of my videos a few weeks back. That's the front of the porch, but I didn't show you the side part. So this is what I want to achieve on the side of it. 2 sashes in there. These posts now are cut and run up roughly in front of you, so I'll just point to them. Okay, so there's 6 of them, 3 on each side. Also, the sill backs, the back of the sills are made up, which is this bit over here, which is these 2. And then what happens is this gets grooved out after I cut the slope away for the water to come off, and then this gets grooved out, and then another sill gets planted on the front as an overhang. This is going to be a door sill for the door, which is this bit here. Let me just, sorry to spin you around so quick. That's the door sill there, and then they're the window sills, which you just saw up there going round. So what I'm going to do is planing these up now. I've planed 3 sides on all so far, so I'm out now to thickness on one side, to get a consistency, an equal, consistency of it all. And these are the sort of sizes that the posts are going to end up. So you can nice thick post, look. It will end up about 4.5, 4 3/4 roughly. And then I've got to cut my tenons out of here and do my draw doweling and all the things that we've been talking about. But we're now moving forwards now, and if you notice, I'm back in my workshop. I've got some space now. We made some space. It's not the best of workshops, but it's only temporary. It's only our so-called dining room in the future, where you see me doing all this work up here. And when James came over and helped me put the beams in on one of the videos, and I built the floor, we're at that stage now. We stopped there because we had so many other things we're doing. And that's what it is about this renovation. It's not doing one thing finished, complete, and then next it's doing a bit of this, bit of that, and bringing it all together slowly. But here's all the stuff from the workshop that was in there. And we've just dumped it in this front room now and put it in the square in the centre. That allows Tracy to still work on the ceiling, and she'll be doing that soon in the next week or so, I suppose. And we'll be able to clear that way once I get a workshop built outside. And that's it really. So I'll bring you back in a bit when I've got some more bits done. Okay, so excuse my voice. Welcome back to the workshop. I'm just trying to get some detail now. So if you could see, there's a chamfer on here. Okay, and then there's a little stop, and then what I call a bishop's hat. Okay, so you might get a better view that way. And this is the detail I want to finish with. That particular width with that height of bishop's hat, and then a little stopped off dead end, if you like, stop off. Just see what you thought. I've done it in a bit of mahogany because I had a bit spare. This will all go on the oak, on the see if you can get a bit of detail there. Look. So this will go on the oak framework, and I'll show you where. Come back to me doodles. Oh God, I don't feel good. Right, so when these beams go up, it'll come up so many inches, and then there'll be a chamfer with that bishop's hat, top and bottom, just to give it a bit of soften that bulk up, you know, soften that sort of. You might be able to see it better on here even. Yeah, it's just you'll see it when it goes up, but this is what I was I got fed up with lifting all this heavy stuff today and putting that through the machine. It's wet and it's very heavy. I reckon one of these weighs close on the weight of Tracy, not far off, because it's really heavy to lift. These shorter ones are not too bad. It's just this long one here. Anyway, so I'm going to give that up today. I'm going to sit down and look at some detail for this this porch, and I think, tell me what you think about that. Tell me what you think about that detail. Yeah, it's going to be on the corner, so as well. So it's just going to look, give that sort of oldie medievally type Normandy style. I don't know if you remember back in about a year ago when I was making, or over a year ago now, when I was making the ledge frame and brace doors. I'd done a very similar one to this, but I had a roll and then a bump and then down, which is very medieval. This was a bit more smarter, like, you know, you would have seen this more like in churches and beautiful buildings and such, you know, as a detail. But anyway, tell me what you think.
Hi there folks, we're up on the lavender field today, myself and Budo, and I just wanted to show you first, before I tell you what our jobs are today, look how lovely the lavenders are looking. They are really coming on beautiful, and you can see all the flower buds. So we this year I think are going to have probably 4 rows of beautiful scented lavender. Right, okay, let's go over here. Right, our job today is we're laying a new bash down on only one bed today. Geotech today, because we're going to be planting our Hidcote lavenders. This one is much better quality and it's double the size, so it's allowing us to lay it on top of the lavender row and also overlap it each side, so then we can lay the wood chip down. So let's go and say bonjour to Budo.
Hello. Hello. Hello, Ches. Hello.
Hello, Tracy.
Yeah, so like Tracy said, we've got the wider Geotech, and it's actually a better quality, this one. It's a bit thicker. And the reason that we've come to this conclusion is if you look down there, Trace, on the chips on the path, you can see the weeds growing through. Okay, well, this is so fertile, this land, it is on, like, you can hear it creaking, it's growing so quick. Anyway, so we're going to cover the pathways underneath with the Geotech, and how we're doing it is, if you follow me up here, Chessie, come on. You go on that side, Joe.
One sec, let me climb over. Let me turn round.
So, basically what we're doing is we're taking out the pins that we put in this one here, then we're tucking the new one up and under, pulling it back down, and then repinning it. As simple as that. All right. Then we're going to take this wood chip up here in a few barrows. It's only about 6-7 barrows loads. Put this back on here and then redo that on this side as well. But I'd just like to say a quick thank you to the Buy Me a Coffee people, because you've bought us coffees and we've kept it in a little fund, and we've used that to buy this Geotech, which is a better quality one and it's wider. And that's what the plan is in for the future. We'll buy things like this from Buy Me a Coffee rather than have a coffee.
And the names that we would like to mention is John H. This is actually the second time he's bought us 10 coffees and all.
Amazing.
So a big thank you to John.
Thanks,
and also to Debbie G. She said to us to buy some lavender, but obviously this is going towards the lavender because we already had the Hidcote. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And you know, it means something. It goes into this. You're contributing to our lives here in this part of France.
Yep.
And what we're trying to do, and obviously we'll give you video content as a payback. But anyway, so we're going to get that done now. Now we have about 3 rolls of this short and narrower one, and what we're going to use that for is purely for path work.
Yeah.
So just in paths from now on, and we'll keep to this stuff, this heavy duty lovely stuff here for the double roll, if you like.
Yeah.
It's double the width and it goes path, bed, path.
Yeah.
And then the next one starts like that, you know.
Because I'll be giving you a tour a bit later in the video of the Potager, because I've done a lot of work in there, but we're having the same problems. I mean, every time I go up on the land with the dogs, I'm probably going in there 3 times a day picking the bracken out.
It comes up quick, the weeds.
And it's like someone's just going behind me and sprinkling weed seeds everywhere. But it's
sure
all.
You're not dropping the seeds.
I know, I've got them in my pocket.
I
But
just want to make one apologies as well, if you can hear me. Is sorry about the legs, a little bit bright and white. They've come out because the sun's coming out. But anyway, I'm joking.
Didn't want to say anything. But yeah, so I'll be using the thinner stuff on the new beds, and then we'll lay wood chips there.
But
so
see how beautiful the lavenders are growing. Look.
Oh, they're lovely.
They've doubled in size. Okay, and now the little flower heads are coming.
Beautiful.
So we're gonna have some flowers shortly already, and it gives you good inspiration for the future for us. It does. So we're going to get this out, but we're going to sort this problem with the weeds out in between.
Yep, I've already started on the first one over here, so I'm just pulling all the big clumps of grass out. Then, like Budo said, we'll get the wood chip off and transfer it over. Yes, we will. Because we're chatting again, aren't we?
Yes,
you can tell we're back.
After that illness, I don't want to talk about that.
No, we're all better now though, aren't we?
Anyway, basically take a pin out, push a new one up. Nice and simple.
And it goes right under as well. Brilliant.
So folks, I just want to give you a little update of what we've been up to with the last 2 weeks being having a virus and then recovering. Contrary to belief, we've still been doing a bit of work. Not a lot, but you know. So on the land past the Potage, which is our growing area, I've cut all that with the tractor. That was a nice and easy job, sitting on top of the tractor, just obviously following along. Tracy's been in the Potage doing some de-weeding and that, but we'll have a chat about that later. And then I pulled down the big logs on the field and I've put them here with the bashes and that's just to tidy them up off the field so we can get round with the tractor a bit easier. And also went to the dishettery, got rid of all the rubbish we had in the trailer. And then on the way back, my other neighbour, not Lionel, Emily, asked us would we cut some trees down because they were in a bit of a bad state. They were split down the centre basically. They were going to come over. So they were two young oaks, I should say. So I cut them down and she said, would you take all away because they don't use a wood burner. So we've got loads of oak there in this trailer and a little bit more to pick up still. So that was handy. That's another resource which is fantastic. And then I'll show you what else I've been doing. Okay folks, this was the other thing I was doing a couple of days ago. I'm up on the ladder at the front of the house Just give you another perspective. Anyway, this is what I was doing. So these seals here on the windows I made, I don't know if you remember back in videos a year or so ago, I made all these windows for this house, this so far, and I will make the rest as well, and all the doors. But these seals, I was waiting for this timber to come, because this is a specific type of timber which is very good for seal work. Okay, and the silver you see on it is an aluminium wood primer, which is belt and braces basically. So what I did is I linseed oiled them, let it set, and then I silver painted them, or aluminium wood primed them, and this one as well. Okay, now very important, these are an English style window, okay, and French style windows are slightly different in terms of how they weather, keep the water out of the building, if you like. They push their windows forward more on the sill part, but we push sills into the grooves. I don't know if you remember before, but they're in the sills themselves in the top. Let me come over here. So in this bit here, okay, this was up to here was what I'd made, and then I was waiting for this timber to turn up so I could make these, and I had to make these. But these, there's a groove in here that goes in about 3/4 of an inch deep, or 18 mil, and these, I made these up so they slotted in there in a rebate, if you like, into that slot, and they are glued, and then they're sealed. So when the weather comes down, it hits here, runs along the front here, and it comes to underneath here, a little drip. Let me show you. I formed up. So I form a little drip here. Okay. So the water runs around here, hits this drip, drops off. And then this is just a mastic joint in here to seal it all up. But I also bedded it out. I bedded these seals into a bedding compound first, so they are solid. They won't move up and down or swell or shrink or nothing, and this will protect them. So there was another little job I done. Took me best part of a day to do all that, get it all done right and finished off. But what they do is, that's just like belt and braces now, and on these type of windows, I'm coming down the ladder now, still coughing. Yeah, on these type of windows, you have to have the seals protruding, because what happens if the rain drives in hard, it will just go underneath the timber and it will end up ruining the inside. And I had to have a temporary measure up there, which is a bit of plastic, to stop that happening. But just in case anyone out there is putting these type of windows in, it's very, very important to have these seals done, and you have to do them properly as well. They have to be sealed properly underneath to give you that full protection. Anyway, that was another job. And then now we're up on the lavender field over the back here, and you'll see that, a bit of that in this video, or you might have already seen it. Pushing the lavenders in the holes. Let's just go up there now actually, because Tracy's still doing that. Yeah, so we've had a hectic week, couple of weeks. Had a horrible virus. It just, I don't know, I've had COVID 3 times, and, well, tested positive for COVID 3 times, and it was nothing like this virus. And I tested for COVID for this one, and there was no COVID. But it was a very bad sinus one for me and Trace that went into our stomachs eventually, and it was horrible. Anyway, Tracy's nearly there now. So, how's it going?
Going well.
So these are the Hidcotes that are going in now, lavender, which smell delicious, look beautiful. English lavender, they call it.
These are really, like the leaves.
Scented are beautiful.
Scented. I've left the pots there because I need to go and get some more water.
Yeah.
So I'm going to water these because it feels like it's going to be a hot day.
Hot day, yeah. So
Good.
we're going to go over the Potage in a minute.
Yeah.
And talk about what you've been doing over there.
Yeah. And then
and that just gives them an update of what we've been up to over the last 2 weeks and being ill as well.
Yeah. But once I finish this, I'll water all this, and then I'm going to go in the potager, hoe all the paths, and then lay the geotech down, and then we'll chip in again.
Yeah, but that'll be for another video.
Yeah, that'll be next week.
Or another video. But anyway, because I'm getting back on with the porch now.
Yep, back to normal now.
Back to some normality now, yeah.
Yep.
So, hi folks, we're up on the Potage now, which is our garden. French call it Potage. We're just going to go through the gates and then go and see how Tracy's been getting on and just give us an update of what she's been up to. So let me spin you around. Through the gates. And have to get close to Trace because we've got no speed mics with us. Yep. So, what you been up to, Trace?
Just give you a quick update. I've just done some garden plants here, and as you can see, these have all come from our land. The Digilius, which is the wild foxgloves. Yep. Daisies. Beautiful buttercups. That's our hydrangea. And some primroses. So I thought, they were out there, but why not bring them in here to make it
so they're all these are all wild plants that grow everywhere here in Normandy.
Irises, one of my favourite.
So we've got some purple flag irises, these ones, aren't they?
Yep, they are flag irises. We've got 4 buds so far coming through, but they are one of my favourite plants. I
see you weeded the
willows.
The willows. So the willows are getting off lovely now, as we've said before. They'll really make a nice break here, windbreak in the next year.
If you come down this way, these are all our garlic. Fantastic.
Garlic.
They're growing up lovely.
And do you want to point out about this?
Oh yeah.
So we got some rust on the...
We got some rust on the broad beans, but this is quite typical with broad beans, and the reason is because they've been sitting in too damp a condition, and that's because we've had torrential rain, which is obviously something that's out of our hand. But I have treated it with 1 part milk.
Come on, let's go back this way. Go on.
3 part water. So I done that 2 days ago. So
that should cure that problem.
But you can still eat the beans. Yeah. So the beans look
that's a common thing in these, isn't it? We've had this before. Let me just show you some of them. Here we go. Look. This is some of the bad boys.
Yep.
Here.
And you can see they've not been affected.
No.
But it's something that's out of our hand, because you'll have lovely sunshine and then it will be just absolutely
awesome. That's how it is. Look, some more here. I want to just show you these as well. Yep. So you got some lovely more broad beans.
You're making a lovely dish with pancetta with them. Here I've planted some more spinach, which I grew on.
Yeah, spinach, okay.
Oh, and this is another thing we deal with all the time, is bracken. It's just a nightmare.
It is a nightmare, isn't it?
All here is our spring onions.
Spring onions.
These will all be watered later, it's not that hard to water them.
Okay, so there's all the spring onions.
And you will see this end and up that way. I've laid some bash down because I'm just trying to kill the weeds and grass.
Yeah, you've got to contain them by doing that. This is the season, isn't it, now, for everything grows mad.
This all goes mad. Here, I'll just tell you how I did my leeks. All in this bed. And in between these 3 parts here, because what I'm trying to do is use up all the spaces between the plants. Yeah. I don't want it looking pretty, I want to utilise all the space. So all I've done is dug a hole which is deep enough to drop the leek in. So it drops right down, leaving about that much of the leek showing, and then I've just watered the hole.
Yeah, so dropped them in the hole, filled it up with water.
Yeah. So
cool. Look at all our fruit plants here, look. These are all the little fruit plants. Gooseberry, raspberry, blackberry, black currant, red currant, white currant.
These are all going to be red barren onions.
Yep.
Because I use onions every day.
You just see these little buggers popping their heads up. I've got rid of it.
And these are the shallots. Look, because you'll get quite a lot of little shallots.
Yeah, you always get a cluster with the shallots, don't you?
Yeah, look, you can see them already.
Lovely.
They're growing beautiful. Here again, we've got more red barren onions. I'm rushing a bit because we've got so much to get through. These are parsnips.
Parsnips, yep.
So I might make some parsnip crisps out of them. This is
sweet potato.
A sweet potato, which is from Abell To, our patron. So she bought.
So you'd have seen them in a few videos back. Come to visit us, and we're looking forward to their next visit.
These are our gooseberries.
Yep.
And in between, again, utilising the space, I've planted 9 separate
fennels. So these are our fennels from seed.
Love fennel.
Do love fennel, especially with fish.
I love the smell and the taste. And if you come down here, Budo.
So here, I'll just go quickly through here. We've got all our cabbages and broccolis.
No, these are all 3 different varieties of broccoli.
Broccolis, yeah.
Yeah, you've got purple sprouting broccoli, then you've got an early
broccoli,
summer broccoli, and then we've got a green broccoli, and all the way down here is our Brussels sprouts.
Lovely, yes, Brussels. Got to have them for Christmas.
Okay, and that's our radish.
So we've got some radish as well. So you might think it's a bit unconventional, guys, because what we're doing is filling the spaces, like Tracy was saying, utilising it. Yeah, so utilising every bit of space, and you'll see later in the year when everything is covered, it helps you to get rid of the weeds as well, because it overtakes the weeds.
Here we've got rocket, which I absolutely love. Now these 3 beds, in that far bed there, Budo, I planted all my carrots.
Yeah,
I know
carrots.
It's a bit extreme, but I do love carrots. So I planted them all in there. So obviously these 2 beds are empty, and if I just show you quickly over here.
And then over there we've got all our raspberries that we were given, and some rhubarb
in between,
and a few other bits in there, strawberries and that. And so show us this last bit.
That rhubarb Alberta from the Netherlands. And in here,
So in here
we've got
borage,
which we can make nice teas from.
Oh, Swiss chard.
And I'm hoping it will attract some bees. Swiss chard,
yep,
which is a crossover between spinach
in flavour wise,
leaf, yeah, cabbage. And these are all beetroots.
Beetroot, lovely.
Because we like them.
Absolutely love beetroot. So we're having some success. Onions and garlics are coming on lovely. Broad beans are coming through. They had a little bit of rust. Normal here.
Oh look.
And there we go. First currant. First few currants. So they're coming in. They're working on. And I just wanted to pan you around here quickly. And I don't know if you can see down in the orchard. Every fruit tree is full of leaf. They've got little buds. Everything's coming lovely. So we're really happy about that space as well.
And this big apple tree, we've never, cutting that back has done it the world of good, because we have never seen so much blossom on that tree.
No, it's going to go well this year.
I'll just show you.
And just wrap this up now.
Yeah. These are all the sunflowers I bought on as well, and my plan is once the grass gets killed at the bottom here, I'm going to plant a load of sunflowers all along the field. Brilliant. Along the inside of the hedge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hope you enjoyed that little tour. Tracy's been busy up here weeding and sorting things out, planting, while I was doing the old man flu in bed thing.
About 6 months ago. Sorry.
Okay, I don't know, I've had a few viruses just lately, last year or two. I think it's overworked, but anyway, we're getting there. We're back to health now. We've just got a bit of a cough, but we're feeling strong and healthy and vibrant, ready to go.
Can I just say one thing? Do you know that it was actually proven, when I used to work in my job before, my manager was shocked that she heard on the radio that it was proven that men have flu worse than women. But I think mentally just women are more stronger, aren't they? They used to.
No, I'll put the reason for that. Women have more fat on them than men. So anyway, I'm only joking, yeah. Anyway, guys, so I hope you enjoyed that little tour of the Potage, and we'll be back again to show you more in a few weeks' time of how things are all coming up and how dense and thick it all gets. But now we've got this little secluded area with the fencing all the way round. It gives Tracy a lovely place to come to, like a little sanctuary for Tracy, and she loves coming up here and doing things. And then I'm like we said, I'll be cracking back on with the porch, pushing on now, because we want to get out here out the back and start putting the kitchen walls up and a few other things as well. So I've got to get that porch done quick. Welcome everybody. So we're in a place called Mace, and we're just about to start a bracon, which is about 3 kilometres. About 3 kilometres. And today we have the lovely Lionel
Válerie and Tracy. So we're starting at the start, so we'll do lots of filming all the way through. Oh, look at they're nice, the facade. This is what I want to make. I'll show you. And this is the beginning, all the way along. Right.
But if rapture came, where would it go? What's that old game we used to play?
We just negotiated here.
How the rules fade.
You've got so much, like Lionel just said, you've got to look at, haven't you? Chinese.
We've got these, haven't we?
Yeah. It goes all the way up there, look. So folks, we've just come back from our neighbours with a fantastic day we've had. I know I just said it over there, but we really did. Met some lovely people, made new friends, and with our friends as well, you know, the French friends. And that's the beauty of France, you know, it's very important to intermingle with the French people, their ways of life and that, you know. But Tracy wanted to show you what she's bought.
Yeah, we've had a good haul today. We could have bought lots more. I mean, I saw pieces of furniture, but it was just how are we going to get the Land Rover down that aisle where everyone was walking. That's the only thing, isn't it? If you buy furniture, I suppose they'll deliver, won't they? But
if you explain to them, the actual walk is 2 kilometres long, straight road basically, and then it's 2 kilometres back, and it's only the width of a little road. Yeah. And they're on both sides of the road, so you walk up one side, walk back one side. And we've just gone through quite a bout of illness last week, and you know, and just lost. We've got no energy anyway, so we just, you know, made a token effort to go, really, but had a lovely day at the end of it.
But we said, didn't we, next time, or the next big
we're taking a trolley.
We're going to actually take a trolley, because there will be things that you want to buy. But we were very lucky. I bought this lovely bonbon jar. Yeah. I actually got this for €10, which is €10, and it's actually quite heavy.
Very heavy, wasn't it? Yeah.
But you know, I love these things, don't I? Collect these. And also, Valerie told me that this is quite a good, quite old and quite a nice make of pottery.
It's just a nice decorative piece anyway, isn't it?
But I love blue and white china. I have some beautiful ginger jars, which is going to be incorporated into our front room, because I've chose a lovely colour, haven't I? So that's going to all look beautiful.
Lovely.
And I absolutely love these. I got these for a steal. €25, which is €25, and they're Napoleon and Trois.
Yeah, Napoleon the Third.
Really heavy, but aren't they beautiful? Yep. So I'm going to do it a little bit.
Well, aren't they marble on the bottom?
Yes.
Marble and then a brass and finish.
A ball and claw.
But once you clean them up and do your magic on them.
Yeah, they're going to go in. Oh, they're going to go in our front room. And then we bought a lantern.
We're going to try this in the porch when it's built.
Yeah, which I think will be perfect.
Hopefully it might work. Yeah, all the glass was good. The etching and everything was done, and it's, you know, it's in decent order. It was cheap enough.
And it's very heavy as well.
And it's very heavy.
So you know it's good quality. And Budo.
I did buy one thing, sorry, yeah.
You did see a couple of things, but you didn't.
Yeah, well, my biggest regret on the way back is I forgot to pick the bell up.
Yeah.
I wanted to buy a big brass bell for our gate, so when people came, they can knock on, ring the bell, like, you know, and we could hear them.
Obviously, we're on the land, and we don't always hear
I've collected
people.
A few lighters now through my mate Adam up the road, who's an avid collector like this sort of thing, and he's put me on track now to collect certain bits and bobs. But I like them; they're quirky. I'm not a smoker, but they're just quirky.
And
Oh yeah.
when we lived in England, obviously people that know if you haven't watched it on our previous Q&A, I used to work for a retail company, and then we decided to open our own shop, and a company we used to use, which was called Heaven Sent, used to have sleighs, but they were so expensive. But I thought I want to have a sleigh, so I'm going to actually do a little bit of restoration on here. And I'll probably put some cushions and stuff on here.
Just a decorative piece,
for
like.
a decorative piece, but also when Christmas comes, I've got some beautiful decorations that will fit perfect on there. So
Well, we've had a haul. We didn't really go out to shop so much, did we?
no,
As we normally do. We always come back with loads of stuff. But we didn't go out to shop, and we ended up having a beautiful day with our French friends,
lovely.
meeting some lovely French people, as well as English. We met some nice English people
yes,
as well.
we did. The
And,
lady with the dogs.
You know, it was just a wonderful day, and that's important for me and Tracy, because we like to socialise with lots of people, and
Well, we're always out and about, aren't we? You
Yeah.
know, me and Valerie are going to be going off to the cinema in Tongebray. We're going to go and see a film.
Yeah.
It's actually apparently an Irish film that has French subtitles.
and English.
And then next week we've got a barbecue with Valerie, because Valerie's and Lionel
And our other neighbours coming up.
our other neighbours. So we're busy, aren't we?
Yeah.
But for us, it's important to socialise with the French, because it helps our Francais.
Yeah, definitely.
To parler Francais.
Anyway, so we've had a good day.
Yeah.
So I'm going to now have a shower
Yep, and relax.
and relax, because I'm still not quite well,
No.
and I'm going to just spend another day, because it's Sunday, rest of the day in bed.
And what am I going to make?
And you're going to make me a lovely, beautiful jalfrezi, which I love. So we're going to have a nice meal, and then get to bed, and have a little doss, and get ready for the whole week coming, which will be working on La Porch. Ah, right, yeah, we've got some lavenders to go in as well. You saw the other week. We're going to get them in this week. So we're going to have a busy week again now.
So glorious.
We've had a whole week off virtually, because we've been in bed. Well, I've been in bed for 3 days of that. Literally, I've never done that in my life.
And I've just been sort of...
And I've had COVID 3 times,
Yeah.
and this was worse than COVID, because it was a viral infection we got. But the viral infection for me was in my sinuses, and then it went into my stomach, and that's why it's really knocked me back.
Unfortunate for me, touch wood, I don't always suffer, do I?
No.
I get over colds quite quick, so
Yeah,
I've been busy.
you're more resilient to them than me.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, that's our little haul today, and enjoy the rest of the video. Welcome, folks. Right, so
Bon après-midi to everyone. Hello, everybody.
so we're here after the brocante at, where would we go?
Saint-Michel-des-Andennes,
Yeah,
near La Ferté-Massé.
not very far from here, really, is it? How far? 20 minutes? 20 minutes or so. We've had a wonderful day, had a nice walk. It was about 4 kilometres, yeah? These two are manging. And we met some lovely people, and had a great day, bought some nice stuff, and we're just now having a little relax. Hang on, might as well say cheers.
Santé.
Santé.
I got some lovely things, didn't I? Today?
Sorry we didn't get a lot of footage on the brocante, because we got chatting to so many people and enjoying the day. But anyway, just thought I'd close this one up on us having a little aperitif at our neighbours.
Well, we couldn't film, could we? Because it was really, really busy.
It was very busy, and you just didn't have time if you just forgot.
But we will share what I bought and what the couple of things you bought as well.
Anyway, so on that note, we'll say goodbye.
Au revoir and bon
Bye-bye.
dimanche.
See you soon.
Bye bye.
See you soon.